That's right, we got the Wood Elves sitting here, flowing in the wind, versus the Rat Boys. Sad rats coming to play. Two broods. Nice. You saw him, he's Throt. Led by Leech Lord here versus Nerexa? Nerexa. And here we go. Here on Aldor Farmland, the 4-point map. Some people don't like it, some people are interested in it. I want to see this bloodbath. Now, on Total Tavern, the stats look, I think the games are 22 games between this matchup, and it favors Wood Elves, and I don't think that's correct, and 22 games is not a good sample size, if I'm being honest. Yeah, an actual good sample size would be 100 battles, but beggars can't be choosers. It's a new season, and here we go, Swift Shiver Shards fighting off against the Night Runners and Gutter Runners. And yeah, it looks like Scouts are doing some massive damage. War Dancers being War Dancers, absorbing shots, trying to intercept so the Scouts don't get hit. Leech Lord already calling in the dogs, and the Broods are going for the kill. Waystalkers to clean. I don't know if he already shot the arrows of Keranos. Oh, but hold on. The Spellweaver is about to get crumped, and here come the Wild Hunters of Keranos. Locke's Blessing to get that speed boost, and Stalk. Over here, the War Dancers are just cleaning up these dogs. Well overextended. Yeah, just too much. Alright, Nerexa's already getting pretty good here, but then wait! Everything here is... Oh yeah, the Wild Hunters of Keranos are just getting crumped. Creature Killer, bonus versus large. It's like the Goblin Warboss ability. He just gives it to everything around and just deletes. And these Swift Shiver Shards need to start pouncing shots onto these units here, these broods. Because, yeah, it's looking bad. They broke through the lines. And I'm really surprised there's no Eternal Guard at all. When I was watching this game, I was like, where are the spears at? You know there's going to be some Doom Flares. You know there's going to be some of those big rats. Those big rats. And, yeah. The Doom Flares can kind of do what they want. Same with the Broods. Although the Brood, one of them, the Packmaster, is getting crumped pretty hard. But Throt, he's going to keep doing what he does best and just be annoying. But no, Packmaster regains his footing and then goes for some kills. On the other side, the Rats are trying to take hold on this side against War Dancers, which honestly ain't a good idea. I think the one War Dancer and maybe just summon in the Glade Riders, my bad, would be more than enough to come deal with all this. And you could have the Swift Shivers just focus down on the other side where the Doom Flares, Rat Ogres, all those nonsense units that are causing you a pain could do some work. Yeah. Because they're just inside the Deepwood Scouts and having a fun time there. Overall, it's looking pretty good for... I don't know. It looks good right now for Nerexa. He's not overextending. A lot of... Oh, no, but Swift Shivers are getting caught here, so... And another overextended War Dancer here. That's just going to get cleaned up for free. Yeah, this is a very... I think it's an interesting map. You gotta learn not to overextend, but also you need to capture the other point, and it's kind of this seesaw back and forth on this two-lane map. Wild Riders trying to gut down these Gutter Runners and just having a hard time just not being able to catch up. 50 speed. Oh no, that's the Gutter Runners. I was like, damn, Wild Riders got crumped with that. And then there's Throt. Throt he's so annoying. You just can't kill him. He's so fast. He has poison. He can give anti-large to an area. Heals. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you bring Ikit? Isn't the Ikit the standard? Well, Ikit does pretty good into deleting infantry, but I was gonna say World Eaters, but Wood Elves. Sorry, too much 40k. Wood Elves can go cav, and this was the debate too in the chat while we were doing this on the SFT tourney. Do you rush? Either faction rush. I don't think Skaven has a good rush plan, but Wood Elves definitely can. I was thinking maybe Nerexa would go Orion with Aurelia and just hold base on one and just send the two over, and it's not like it'd be easy to snipe either Lord. I mean, as soon as you surround them, bam, you do the, what is that spell? Dweller's Blow. I mean, it's not efficient, but... Or you could do Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer is also pretty damn good. and just heal up Orion. Try to do that while you have a bunch of arrow lines behind them shooting shots wherever they need to. You don't really have to sacrifice any infantry. But also, you have Vermintide here who can go 20 rats and then say good luck as their weapons team clean up. And that's a very viable strategy too, because the weapons teams definitely have the range. Depending on which ones you go, you know, it could be the Warblock Giselles or just artillery in general. And I don't like the way these War Dancers are getting creamed over here, just overextended. Yeah, Leechlord is playing this very smooth. 19 to 13 units, it's probably less than that for both players, honestly. But yeah, it's just not looking good here for Nerexa. I think just not being able to deal with the Rat Masters. I know they're Packmaster and Throb, but yeah, the Rat Masters, the big rats. Not being able to deal with that has just been such a problem. And like I said, I don't see any Eternal Guard. There's no spears to just shoo these things away. And I would like the Silver Shields because they can at least deflect some of these Gutter Runner Slingers shots and everything. And we don't see any weapons teams, so there's no reason. Yeah, especially with Arrows of Keranos on the table. I didn't limit any on this SFT, so yeah, weapons teams weren't ideal either way. And yeah, it's looking pretty dire here for Nerexa. He could claw this back from getting a triple cap. I mean, it's just a couple rats here. There's low ammo on the Gutter Runners and the Night Runners, so like 2 Dryads could probably clean that up, while the rest of his force just tries to hunker down on the other side. He just keeps sending units that way and force Throt on the other side. He's still going to take forever to kill on that side too, but it's better than him being on this side where you want to triple cap him on his home, on one of his homes. Ooh, we got the Plague Claw catapults, and they're missing shots already. Oh, excuse me, talking real fast. Yeah, and the Dryads need to be moving up. I think that's a bit of a mistake. You got War Dancers over here trying to do something. Trying to pick up Clan Rats is going to take ages with 30 units. Now, on this side, Throt came over and did exactly what he needed to do. Provide morale and just clean up and do some cycle charges into the Dryads. There's a Keranos coming in, and that's why you don't bring weapons teams artillery, because the arrows will clean those up. Good on Leechlord to actually have those in reserve and bring them in late. Yeah, both players very... they were actually both like, are we actually playing on this map for a finals? I was like, yeah. They were like, okay. And I get it, right? Because typically you're used to 3-point maps, and you're like, okay, this strategy usually works here, but on a 4-point, like, what do you do? And it raises a good question. Really test players on their strats and how they want to play these things, because now it's no longer just a faction-dependent matchup, now you got to play the map. And yeah, it's not... it's looking bad. We're at the 8-minute mark. Ooh, yeah, a lot of damage on that, too. Down to 1 Plague Claw catapult already, holy shit. So he pretty much rendered this thing damn near useless. But the Swift Shiver Shards are pretty much useless, too. I mean, they have no ammo. There's nothing here to take. Throt can actually threaten his home and get a quadruple cap. He's down on points and value. Barely on the value part. But he's recapturing this. He's going to send 3 Dryads to the second objective. Probably could send 1 down to the home, the other side on his home. Yeah, unsummon a couple of these units. Yeah, because Throt, Rat Ogres, and the Doomflayers are more than enough to take care of whatever is going to come his way. I mean, Leechlord's way, the Rat Boy's way. Yeah, people were actually saying this is going to be a Wood Elf win. But, yeah, I mean, Wood Elves are glass cannon. You got to play them real smooth if you want to get things going. Would it have been worth it to go for a rush with Wood Elves? I think so. Well, then again, I'm thinking Throt with his anti-large ability. Maybe not, because you come in there with a bunch of Wild Riders, cool, you got a bunch of Clan Rats with 16 more anti-large on top of what they already have. And yeah, this is just GG, guys, sorry. We're going to fast forward here. He's triple capped, he's barely going to retake his home, there's nothing really left here. Nerexa does a nice Blade Wind, but it's not going to be enough. Just, I think the lack of Eternal Guard in this was just a mistake. Because there's so many units here that Eternal Guard would have been perfect. There was no weapons teams, but that's how you play this game. It's always what if they do this? But I think having War Dancers in the opening was a bit of a mistake. I would have preferred Eternal Guard with Swishover shards behind them, and it's just how does the Skaven player break that? He needs weapons teams. Well, you have the Arrows of Keranos for those teams, so it's not like he can really do much. I'm surprised there was no Great Eagles too. I've seen players bring them. I brought them personally, and I like them. I think 3 Wild Riders is a bit much. Maybe drop 1 for that. Yeah. But it's rough. It's a rough matchup. I think Skaven edge out on it just because they have the range and the heavy armor. And the fact that, yeah, Wood Elves are always behind the 8 ball, but they're doing well this season. They're already top 5, so it is what it is. Maybe there's something I'm missing I'm not aware of. Y'all let me know in the comments. Alright, folks, we're at the end of the video here. If you liked it, please like, sub, follow me here on YouTube. Come join the Discord. Come join the tournaments, or just show some love on the streams when we have them. And yeah, with all that said, y'all have a good one. Peace, and goodbye for now.